It is okay to be vulnerable as a man? This is the question for today. Welcome to Awaken Men TV series. My name is Florentina Jonah, and I'm a spiritual life coach for entrepreneurial men. My mission is to help men to access their divine power, feel alive, and aligned with their soul. Tonight, we are going to talk about vulnerability, and we are going to see if it is okay to be vulnerable as a man, and if yes, how this can manifest, and where, because it's really important to know to manifest your feelings as a man, and we will go deep tonight. I would like you to share this video with your friends because you are going to help them to understand better masculinity and understand better how to interact with women. And tonight, especially, they will learn about how to express their emotions. So it's really important for you to contribute. The case study for today is from Mark. So Mark wrote me the following. Hi, Florentina. It is okay to be vulnerable as a man. I'm asking you because I think vulnerability is for weak men, and women don't like weak men. But sometimes I have my low vibes. So, what do you advise? Can I hear your opinion about this? Thank you, Mark. Mark, thank you for writing me. It's really important to know that you are active in the community and you ask questions. Every week we have new topics from you, man, and I really want to acknowledge and appreciate the fact that you communicate with me a lot and send me your questions and your case studies so we can analyze it public and help other men too. I made usually when I start a live, and now we're live on Facebook and also on YouTube. I wanted to go on Instagram at the same time, but technically it wasn't possible tonight. Maybe next time. We going to help so many people, and that's because of you, because you contribute and you ask questions and you want to evolve and you want to be a better man. So when I start a show, one of my shows, I always make a list of things that I want to communicate because it's really important to have a structure. At least for me, it's really important to have structure. So I would like to start tonight by defining what is actually vulnerability and what is weakness, because we tend to oh my god, I have to translate in English. You know, my English is not my first language, and sometimes I have to say the words as they come. So we don't have to mix the understanding of English and of weakness and vulnerability. Tune in English, Florentina. Okay, I'm tuning in English. So, what is vulnerability? Vulnerability, it's a moment where you go low in vibe in order to learn something about you or about the environment. When you are in a situation of vulnerability, that means inside of you there are some feelings that need to be expressed, and that's the moment when it's happening. The point with vulnerability is like it's happening unexpected. What that means, it means that that emotion can pop up in any moment and you cannot expect. It can be in a meeting, it can be with the woman that you love, or it can be with your friends while you have some beer. So at the end of this live, I will talk to you about what is the best way and the best place to express this vulnerability. So, vulnerability, it's a low vibration state that happens once in a while when an emotion wants to express, and that emotion brings up a lesson because, we have lessons to learn all the time. Doesn't matter if we are men or women. Weakness means the lack of strength, means that you don't have power. And when you are a weak man, women can read weak men, and also women can read strong men. And weaknesses are happening like a sequence of low vibration that you have, which is happening for a long time. That means it's happening for weeks, months, and maybe years. Now, it's really important to understand, because you, Mark, asked me about the women, how women are interacting in this, and how women think and behave with a man which is weak or vulnerable. When a man is vulnerable in front of a woman, she activates her inner healing woman. So when the vulnerability comes up, the point is that that woman will never hurt the man, because the healer woman that she has inside just activated, and it's a natural state to help the man to express himself and pass from that low frequency to a higher frequency. So energetically speaking, the woman is listening the man, but in the same time, at energetic level, she's helping him to process the informations in order to help him to get higher in vibration. What that means she's witnessing the process, but also it's putting energy, adding energy to the process, so the man can get the fuel, get the lesson, and step up. When we help somebody to heal, it's a process of divine kindness. So no woman on this world will feel that that man is weak if he open up and cross that part of lessons and low vibration that he's experiencing. So women love when a man open up to them, talk to them, show them their vulnerabilities. What women don't love weak men. And what means women don't love weak men? A weak man, it's a man who doesn't have power. It's a man who doesn't have strength, who doesn't have force. And the question is, how do you know that? We know because we are women and we have our intuition and we know how to scan a man energy. Men also can learn this skill to scan energies, but this is something that you need to learn more. We have it like natural. So when we start to help a man to cross his weaknesses, we are witnessing his process of healing, and we are creating an act for God. We are helping a soul. That means give us a soul fulfillment. This is the right sentence. So when the man is weak, he has a different behavior. What that means? He complains all the time. He is not energetically independent. He depends only on other people's attention. He complains about not having the right job, not having the right money, not living his best potential. And all these stuffs are felt by the woman as weaknesses, not vulnerabilities. And what is the difference? The difference is that if the man doesn't have a job, he lost his job, and the woman is the one who is providing money in the house for 1, 2, 3 months, for her is not a problem, because she knows that's a vulnerability. She knows that her man is strong, and he will come up when he will find the right moment to transform and take back the lead in the house and be the provider for the house. And for her, it's heavy to do that thing, but she does it because she knows her man is strong. In the other case, when the man is weak, the woman knows at energetic level that he won't strengthen up. At least he does some spiritual work or some programs of self-development or something to straighten him up. And she's the one who is providing in the house. When we talk about providing, it's not only money, it's also energy, structure of the house, leading of the house. That's the providing part. So when she's constantly providing, she already knows that her man is weak, and she will treat him as such. Many women accept to stay with weak men because they say, I have somebody, it's better than being alone. But inside of their soul, they're not happy, and the man also is not happy. He's comfortable. I know many cases of men who are living with their moms. That's a point of weakness too, when you are like 30, 40, and you still live with your mom and wait for her to provide energy for you. Also, a lot of women are providing for their children and for the whole house because the man doesn't have the energetic independence to provide for the house. So when you want and decide that you want to be a stronger man, you just start to research, Google or watch informative materials like this one to understand what is your level and how can you straighten up, how can you power up. I was planning to do a video on what is actually the power and the strength of a man, but I will give you a bit of hint now. So when you have formed your personality, your emotions, but also you went to your spiritual zone, that means you access another level of power. So if you have done some development, personal development work until now, it's time for you to step in the spiritual power, because spiritual power is totally different. It's like fuel. It's something like you just can access and use it. Of course, you need to train for that. You need to understand how the energetic system works. And also you need to feel like, I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to transform and I'm willing to transform. And it's really important for you to understand that when you take that decision, your life will become amazing. Why? Because when you lift up in energy, it's like you are connecting yourself to unlimited source of energy, source of power, and you can access it how much you want and how many times you want. And when you do that, your power will grow. So when you have the access to that power, you understand what is your level and how far can you go. I promised you that I'm going to tell you how to pass the vulnerability moments and the weaknesses moments. My advice for you is to do it in peer groups where you feel safe. It's not okay to be vulnerable anywhere with anyone, because people will see that vulnerability, will see you in that moment, and they will consider you weak. And that's not true. You're just having a moment of vulnerability, which is different of being weak. So they might take advantage of your energy and also maybe hit you or get more of that. I saw and I know people who are hitting you when you are down, and those are not so nice people, and I don't recommend you to stay around them. So when you open up in your vulnerability moment, being with your woman, for example, it's a safe space if she's protecting and nurturing. If she's using that moment to manipulate you afterwards, that wasn't a safe space. Also, to treat weakness, that means get more power and more energy, I recommend the peer groups of men, the entourage that you create around you, the men that you hang out with. I just started this project and I already started to gather very powerful men together that I work with, and they are already in the community and still waiting for another man to get along, and together to create this masculine power energy that I know how it can change the world. I was running in the past events in the rooms full with men. I will drop you some pictures and some videos in the next month. And I know how powerful is that masculine energy when it comes together, unites to do good. So that's why I have created this community of men, the awakened men, to be sure that they increase their power and also serve in the community. So, Mark, if you want to talk to me more, just drop me a message. Also, I can offer you a free full power activation session. It's a session that I offer to men to know them better because I want to know your energetic system first. I'm there to serve you. And in the end of the session, if you want to work with me, it's okay. If not, my pleasure was there to be with you and help you to understand better what are your weaknesses, but what are your strengths, because when you know vulnerability and also strength, you can compensate those and be more creative, more powerful, and you learn how to transform the weaknesses in small vulnerability moments. And when you understand that, your power as a man will grow and become bigger and bigger and bigger. So, if you're watching this and you loved it, please don't forget to share it and also to write me a message. Ask me anything, and your topic might be the next subject for our next Awaken Men TV series. See you next time. I'm Florentina Jonah, and I'm so glad that we spent this time together. Bye.